Hi guys, well, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome to my channel. My name is Hillary. I'm a mom to a 2-year-old named Sebastian and a 5-month-old named Zeb. Today's video is Zeb's 5-month update, and let's just go ahead and jump right into it because he is growing so fast and he's getting so big and I just can't even believe it. So let's just jump right in. Okay, so I lied. Before I jump in, I just want to address this filming location. Currently, I'm sitting in like our foyer area because normally I film in my room because I like the way my bed looks as the background. But Zeb is asleep in there, so I couldn't film in there. And then everywhere else in the house that has good lighting is a disaster, which also the living room is a disaster. But you know what? We're gonna keep it real life. I'm a mom to a 2-year-old and a 5-month-old, and they've been playing. And they just went down for a nap, and I was like, this is my only time to film, so instead of cleaning, I'm gonna film because I enjoy filming, and sometimes prioritizing me as a mom is more important. So if they're still asleep when I'm done filming, then I will clean up. But you know what, we're just gonna film, we're just gonna make do. So jumping into the video, so if you watched my other updates, I think around 3 months or 2 months, 3 months, something like that, I started filming in a certain order so that I could keep everything together, and so that each video would kind of like be cohesive. That's the word, would be cohesive. So that is what I'm gonna do. So I have my phone. If I look down, I'm gonna try and prop it right here where I can just like glance at it. But anyways, the first category is height and weight. So Zeb is 26¼ inches tall. He is growing so fast. He is 14.5 pounds. I actually went back and looked at like Sebastian, and around 5 months they were basically the same height. Sebastian was like 26.5, so like 1/4 inch, basically the same height. But Sebastian was only 12 pounds. So he's the same height, but 2 pounds heavier. So that's why he looks so chunky, but he's adorable. And then the next category is his diaper size. And he is currently still in size 2, but jumping ahead of myself a little bit, he's been teething really bad. And I think his teething is causing him to have blowouts more so than like his diaper size, because I think he's still in like the right size for his diaper, but he's been having a lot of blowouts. So he might move up to size 3 soon. I'm not really sure. I'm kind of hoping that he's gonna cut these teeth and then it'll just go back to being normal and he'll be fine. Of course, then he'll probably weigh more and we'll probably still have to move up anyways. But yeah, so anyways, he's still in size 2 diapers. The next category is his clothing size. He is currently in 6-month clothing, but like for 4th of July, I wanted the bathing suit Sebastian wore for his first 4th of July. And of course Sebastian was 9 months old by then, whereas Zeb is, he was almost like 4.5, 5. And it was a 9-month bathing suit. So that fit Zeb. It was a little bit long because like I said, Sebastian was taller, but it fit him. So he's in 6-month clothes, but kind of like 6 months, 6 to 9, 9 month, kind of like a range. Like he's like in his closet is 6 month, but if there's like a special outfit that's a 9 month and I go and grab it, it fits him. So probably will pull out like all of his 6 to 9, 9, all of that kind of stuff from Sebastian and like go ahead and just put it all out, because he's sleepers that are 6 month are like not really fitting him. They're like a little too tight on his little tummy. So I don't know. He's mostly in 6 month, but he's growing so fast, so he'll probably be in 9 month, like completely really soon. The next category is one of my favorites, and that is likes. Sorry, I'm looking up. There's like a bee flying around outside. Anyways, so his likes. So Zeb, what we used to say, was like a super temperamental baby, and he was like extremely grumpy, and like if he was just upset, he was upset. And that is still pretty true for the most part. If he's happy, he is the happiest baby ever. But if he's grumpy, he's really, really mad. But a lot of like his temperament that was like rough came from the fact that he had like really bad reflux and gas pains and stuff, and all of that has pretty much outgrown. So he's not really struggling with any of that anymore, which is really good because now his like real personality is coming out and he is just like the happiest baby. Like literally most of the time he is just so content. He will just lay and play, and he loves Sebastian. Adores him. Like if Sebastian's in the room, I've said this I think in the last like 3 videos, but he will like break his neck to watch him. Loves to play with Sebastian. And like if they're playing with cars, or like if I leave the room for a second, Sebastian will like go up to him and like start singing like Wheels on the Bus, which is Sebastian's favorite song. And I think it's the cutest thing ever, because not only does it help me, like if Zeb like just starts crying, Sebastian can like calm him down, but it's also the cutest thing ever. Like he has taken on his role of big brother more so in the last few months than ever. And I know this video is about Zeb, not him, but it honestly is so fun to watch them together, because Zeb looks up to him and like adores him so much, but Sebastian equally like loves his brother so much. And it's so sweet to watch their like bond grow. And the bigger Zeb gets, the more that like they bond and grow, and I can just tell Sebastian absolutely can't wait until he can like really play with him. And I think Zeb's the same way. He can't wait until he can actually do stuff, which is why he's also like basically sitting up now. He sits up like in the tripod sit, so it's not completely like unassisted, but for the most part if I sit him up, he will sit for a good 2, 3, 4 seconds before he like falls over. But he wants to sit up, like wants to be playing, and it's so cute. Which was another one of his likes. And then he also loves swimming, so he loves the pool. He went through, I think it was like a couple months ago, I think he hated it. Like he did not like the pool, he did not want to be in the water, none of it. But the last month, since we moved into our new house and we got our pool key and everything sorted out, and we've been going to the pool or like being around water frequently, he just adores it. Like if the water's like at least a little bit warm, obviously if it's cold he doesn't like it, but our pool is heated, and so anytime that we're in the pool he just lights up, he giggles. Oh, it's just the cutest thing ever. He loves water, loves to splash. Oh, it's so cute. And the same thing like in the bathtub, in the shower, anything. Like if there's water, he is happy, he is content, and it is so cute. He still loves his swing. Still one of his favorite places to be is in his swing. And I think last month was when he started like the squeal, and like his voice really like he found it and started talking a lot. That has continued. I think I have a video from yesterday or 2 days ago. If I have it and I find it, I will put it in right here. But it is so cute. He squeals nonstop, and like I sometimes have to question if he's mad or if he's laughing, because he literally just squeals at the top of his lungs. And sometimes he's mad, but like most of the time it's just a happy like "Rah!" It's so cute. So I'll put that video in real quick. He's singing We'll Bust Round Round? Oh, he's talking about it. Okay.
Yeah. He said,
Zebby.
excuse me.
What?
Huh.
Hey. Yeah, cute, right? And then the last thing that I like want to say about as far as like his likes, he is my cuddler. Sebastian has since birth been Mr. Independent, do it my own way, do it myself. If you know us in real life and you've been around him personally, like you know that to his core. He is independent, he is gonna do it his way, my way or the highway, like that. He is confident in who he is, and he is to his core that way. Zeb, however, is very much my snuggler. Sebastian never wanted to cuddle. Like he would nurse and then like wanted me to leave. Like since he was a baby, like he would be in his own bed, like very happily content being away. Like he was good on his own. Zeb is not that way. He is very into cuddling. He wants to be snuggled. He will lay his head down and he'll cuddle up with you. And then if we're in the bed and I nurse him, he will like roll into my boob, and he just wants to like nuzzle in there and be all cozy. And it is just the sweetest thing ever. I kind of adore it because like I said, Sebastian never was like snuggly, but Zeb is. Loves to cuddle. Absolutely adores it. The next category is dislikes. So like I said, we've been going to the pool a lot. And one thing that we have learned that he doesn't like is being hot. So if we like take him out of the water, or like, so he loves to be cuddling unless we're like outside and he's really hot. If he gets really hot, he's done, like pissed off, nothing, doesn't want to be hot. He loves to just like lay down on his own, like on a towel, and be like spread out, not touched, because he doesn't want to be hot, which is so different with Sebastian. Obviously, like, by the time it was in the summer, he was a bigger baby, he was older, whereas Zeb, since like he was born in February, his like earlier months we've been pretty much outside or like doing summery spring things, and so the whole time he's just been like, what is this heat? Like, Georgia heat can go somewhere, not a fan. So yeah, he doesn't like to be hot. He does not like tummy time. He will do it for a few minutes, but he hates it. He genuinely would rather be on his back, like, where he can like see and control and like kick and stuff, or he wants to be like sitting up against something, or like sitting in my lap, sitting with Sebastian, like sitting in his swing. Doesn't want to be on his tummy, hates it. And then he does not like teething. I hate that I compare them, but I feel like when you have more than one kid, every parent just does it. But with Sebastian, he never really had teething pain, was never really like cranky. Like, we would know he was teething because he would have a lot of blowouts. That was like the only symptom he ever really had. He like never needed a teething ring, never really needed like an ice on his gums. Like, pretty much he was just like, he would have a blowout and we would know he was teething. Zeb, on the other end, is pitiful. He, like I said, doesn't like being hot, and he has been running fevers more so than Sebastian. Like, he will run a really low grade like fever, and he's had like blowout after blowout after blowout, and he just is whiny and fussy, and you can just, it's so sad because you can just tell he's not, like, he's in pain, but he doesn't really want anything in his mouth. Like, he will like gnaw on things, but he doesn't want like an ice pack or anything like that. Like, he spits it out. I don't think he likes the cold temperature. And then the last thing is that he has discovered that I can leave the room, and he doesn't like that. Pretty much if we're around family or around other people and he like can see me, he's okay. If he can't see me, he's gonna scream, and a lot of times he just still wants me to hold him, even with Zach. And he, from birth, has been a daddy's boy. But now, I guess because he's older and I stay home with them, he's very much turned into like, I need mommy 24/7, which is adorable. Like I said, he loves to snuggle, but it's also hard because if I have to do anything or if I have to take care of Sebastian, then he's just like crying. Yeah, he doesn't like when I leave the room. But anyways, moving on to his schedule, bedtime routine, nap routine, kind of a roundabout schedule that he's on at 5 months old. So as far as his bedtime routine, we, just like we did with Sebastian, have been working towards getting him on a strict bedtime routine. And we are doing more so like the same way we did with Sebastian, where it's not so much a time as it is a routine, and like consistency. But somewhere between 9 and 10, usually Sebastian's already in bed, and so somewhere between 9 and 10, 9:30, somewhere in that time frame, we start, like, we take his shower, I bathe him, get him clean and everything, and then we get him in bed. And like I said, that's anywhere between 9 and 10. And then once he's in bed, this month he has stopped nursing, like doesn't need nursing overnight anymore. He has started taking a passy, which I was gonna put these in like the big milestone category, but I'm kind of putting those notes in here. But he will take a passy now. So he has been consistently for the last like week pretty much sleeping through the night. So he'll sleep from anywhere from like 10 to 6 to 7. So like 9 to 10, 6 to 7, somewhere in that time frame is like when he goes down and when he wakes back up. And then he will periodically wake up sometime between like 1 and 3 if he wakes up. And if he wakes up in that time frame, we go in, me or Zach can just put a passy in his mouth and he goes back to sleep and he's good. So we are all getting more sleep, which is praise the Lord, praise Jesus. It's a blessing. He's in a better mood all day. We're better people, we're better parents. Everybody's happier. Sleep is a beautiful thing. So very grateful that he's finally sleeping. We're still working on naps. But moving on to his nap schedule, so he's pretty much taking 3 naps a day. As far as like what time they are, kind of depends on how our mornings start out. Pretty much if he wakes up around like 6 or 6:30 or 7, like whenever he wakes up, I go and get him, and Sebastian doesn't get up till later, so I go and get him, bring him into our bed, and he nurses, and then he usually falls back asleep. And like I said, if it's like 6, then he will sleep in again until like 8:30. If it's like 7, he may fall back asleep, he may not. But we usually just snuggle. He nurses, snuggles, and like maybe falls back asleep until Sebastian gets up, which is anywhere between 8:30 and 9. And then that's pretty much when our morning starts. Sometime around 8:30 or 9, Sebastian, his hatch turns on, he comes into my room, we all snuggle in bed for a little bit, then we get up, change diapers, and start our day. And then around, kind of depends, like I said, on when we get up. Everything's kind of flexible, which I feel like is a really huge benefit of being a stay-at-home mom, is that I don't have to be on a strict schedule. So I feel like why put my kids on one? I don't have to, so why do it? But if we get up, you know, between 8:30 and 9, then between 10:30, 11, somewhere in that time frame, he usually around 10 will go down for his first nap, and that's usually like a power nap. He might sleep 15, 20, 30 minutes if I'm lucky, and then he's up for another good 2 hours, and then around 12:30 he goes down for his afternoon nap. And then Sebastian has pushed his nap back to 1, so he goes down around 1, and that's pretty much when I have my time. Like right now it's 1:15 and Zeb is asleep, and so is Sebastian. So he will take that nap. And his afternoon nap, he usually sleeps 2 to 3 hours, but that nap he takes in our bed, so which is where he is right now. His morning nap, I put him in his crib, and he, like I said, won't sleep. I need him to take an afternoon nap, and it's easier to nurse him laying down, and so maybe it's a bad habit, don't really know. I'll work on it when he's bigger. Like I said, he sleeps all night in his crib, so I know that he can, but I need him to nap, and I don't want to go in there 10 times. So for my sanity, his afternoon nap, that's a good 2 hours, he takes it in my bed. So I will nurse him to sleep. He sleeps in there for 2 to 3 hours, and I can go in and out of there as long as like I'm quiet. He doesn't wake up, he's good. So that nap, and then anywhere between 4 and 6, it kind of depends on like how late he sleeps, or like what time, if he goes down around 11 instead of 12. Kind of depending on that nap, depends on his third nap, but that third nap is usually 45 minutes to an hour, and that's either in our bed, the swing, in my arms, in his crib. There's no real set where he takes that one. It's just kind of when he falls asleep. Sometimes we like go out in the afternoon and he'll fall asleep like in the car, and he'll have his nap in his car seat, or you know, whatever. But that nap is more flexible as far as time, like when it goes down. But then we have pretty much learned that if we keep him up for at least 3 to 3.5 hours before bed, that's when he'll sleep through the night. So if we know we're putting him to bed at 9:30, then like, what is 3 hours? 6:30, after like 6:30 he's like up and he's awake. We make him stay awake until we like are ready for bed, and he does pretty good. He's usually happy at that point of the day. A lot of babies, that's like witching hour, but he's usually pretty content during those like last few hours of the day. So he stays awake and plays, and then we start bedtime routine, like I said, around 9 or 9:30. So that is pretty much his schedule. He takes 3 naps a day, and then his sleep schedule, like I said, he sleeps pretty much through the night. And then my last category is big events and milestones. So whoa, this category is pretty big this month because, like I said, he is now sitting up assisted. I think he will definitely be ready for food at 6 months. His pediatrician, which they weren't like this with Sebastian, but his pediatrician was like, you can give him food now. And I was like, no, I'm not ready. He's 6 months. And he was like, I mean, he looks ready. And I was like, he's just chunky, but he's not ready. His tummy's not ready till 6 months. But part of the things that he has to be ready to be able to do baby led weaning is he has to be able to sit up unassisted. And I'm like 99% sure he will be, like, in another week or 2, he'll probably be sitting up unassisted. Sebastian was like iffy on doing it right at 6 months, but Zeb I'm not really concerned about. He will be. And he loves his high chair too. Like if I put him in his high chair with a breast milk popsicle, which was another thing we tried for the first time this past month, which was so fun, he adores it. And then the other fun things that I put in my notes was no more nursing overnight, which I said earlier. And then this month we had his first 4th of July, which was so fun. He loved fireworks. He actually wasn't like scared of them at all, scared of the noises, which I think is big because he's a second child. He hears loud noises all day, every day, thanks to his big brother. But he loved the fireworks. He stayed awake when we were like outside watching them, and he was looking up at them, and he had a blast. So 4th of July was fun. It was actually a full weekend of fun. I think that video was like my chaotic vlog. I will link it above if you want to check that video out, and see some of our 4th of July stuff. And then the other video I will link above is his CHOA visit, which was another thing that we had this month, was his first hospital visit, which is not something you want to have to take your 5-month-old to, or 4-month-old. But he had to go. He had bronchiolitis, his little lungs. It was so sad. It was seriously so sad, so scary when your baby is that little and they're that sick. But luckily we never had to be admitted to CHOA. We just had to go to the ER, and then we were sent back home, and everything worked out. But definitely wanted to mention that because that was a whole thing. That was a big part of his 4-month-old, 4 to 5-month-old, you know, update. But there's a whole video if you want to know more about that, so I'll link that video above. So anyways, one other thing that I did include in some of my other videos was like an about me postpartum section. So that's gonna be the final category that I'm gonna talk about really quickly. So for me this month, one thing that I wanted to mention that I'm really proud of is, don't even really know how because I haven't been dieting or doing anything differently. Maybe it was my hair. Maybe that's why I lost some weight. But I got on the scale like 2 days ago, and I was actually 15 pounds less than I was pre-pregnancy with Zeb. So I'm still about 30 pounds away from what I was with pre-pregnancy Sebastian. But honestly, like, I'm not beating myself up at all. Like, I am proud that like I have lost all of my baby weight from Zeb. Now I didn't gain that much to begin with, but still the fact that I'm like 15 pounds less than I was before I got pregnant is huge, and I'm so proud of myself. When I look in the mirror, I started feeling really, really confident. And in that chaotic vlog, there was a clip that I was like really didn't want to leave in, where I was like changing into my bathing suit, but I decided to leave it in because I was actually really proud of like my hot mom summer butt. You know, like I see that this is like the trending thing right now is like hot mom summer. And honestly, like I'm proud. Like, I may not be a size 2. I will never be a size 2. I will never be a toothpick, and I don't want to be. I'm actually pretty proud of like where I'm at right now. I do still want to lose about 20 more pounds. Like, I would love to get back under the number that I don't want to be over. I don't really want to talk about my weight, like the actual number, because those don't really matter. I've always been more like pro what the scale says is irrelevant versus like if I look in the mirror and feel confident, then I'm happy. And I actually feel super, super confident with where I'm at right now, and I'm proud of myself for that. And with breastfeeding, that's going really well too. I actually celebrated on Sunday the 11th, July 11th, I celebrated 1,000 days breastfeeding. Since I had Sebastian, he turned 1,000 days old, and I have breastfed for 1,000 days. Granted, give or take a few days, because like obviously when I was in the hospital having Zeb, I wasn't nursing, and then I went on a vacation with my mom to Disney, didn't nurse during that, but you get the point. Like 1,000 days basically breastfeeding, and for 5 months of that I did have tandem nursed. So that's a cool thing. I'm really proud of my body and all that it's done as far as like carrying my babies, losing the weight, being able to nourish them exclusively with breast milk, minus like the week in the hospital because I've had to have formula. Still annoyed by that. But and then as far as mental health and postpartum things, I've actually been feeling really good. I've had some bad days, like up and down, but for the most part, like after Sebastian, I was just like rough. Now I do credit some of that to being in this new house and being back towards family. There was one night where my brother and his girlfriend came over, and literally we like were able to just hang out for like an hour, and I thought that that was so fun that like I had the flexibility of like, hey, just come over, just stop. That was my camera telling me I've been talking too long. It cut me off. Anyways, I'm almost finished, but my mental health, I just feel much better at the place I'm at right now. I actually look forward to like getting up and getting ready. Like today, I haven't worn earrings in I don't know how long, and I actually have like hoops on. I have makeup on. I like straightened my hair, which it's like poofing back out, which I hate, but it's like, it's one thing I hate about short hair. But I actually just feel so confident. Like I got up, I got dressed, I have on clothes that aren't pajamas, and I've been doing that consistently. And I think every day this week I've left my house, which is another thing that I wasn't able to do after Sebastian because we only had one car and Zach worked an hour away. Whereas now he's 20 minutes away and we have 2 cars. So we have flexibility for me to be able to like, oh, I'm gonna go to the grocery store. Oh, I'm gonna go to the park. And even if I only leave the house for 30 minutes, it forces me to just like get up, get ready, and leave. I can't stay in pajamas and leave my house. And it's been so good for my mental health. And I'm just so happy with where I'm at, both physically, mentally, like everything is just really, like I'm feeling really, really good. And I'm really looking forward to Zeb's 6-month update next month because I I am planning his half birthday party. So August 12th, he will turn 6 months old. August 13th, I turn 27. And then August 14th is his half birthday party. I will link Sebastian's video above if you didn't know. Half birthdays are a big deal to me. I make a big deal out of it. Any reason to throw a party, any reason to celebrate my kids, I'm all about it. It's fun to me, and I'm really excited about Zeb's party. I actually have a TikTok, which by the way, I'm on TikTok now if you want to follow me there. I have a TikTok where I actually showed some of the stuff that I've gotten for his party. So I will put my TikTok in the description below if you want to go check that out. And then when Zeb wakes up, I will show you guys him and his 5-month-old chunky self. And yeah, that's pretty much the end of this video. If you enjoyed this, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you are not subscribed, subscribe down below. I am trying to grow this YouTube channel. I would love to have an income come from like filming these videos. Obviously, I've been doing this for 2 years. That is not my motivation because hello, I've been doing it and I haven't gotten a single dime. I only have 170 subscribers. But I would love to get to 200, 300, 1,000 so I can get paid. So if you would subscribe, it would mean the world to me. But yeah, so my posting schedule, I post every Monday and Friday. Lots of videos to come. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, it means the world to me. And leave a comment down below and I will respond. So if you made it this far, actually, if you made it this far and watched the whole video, comment a key emoji, because I looked at my keys above my door. Comment a key emoji if you made it this far in the video. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll show you guys Zeb, and then I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Say, hi, camera world. Can you smile? Can everybody? You say, hi, camera. Hi. Hey. Hi. Hi. Yeah, you just happy on your back.